Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and these are the iPhone XR. I have product red and blue, but they also come available in white, black, yellow, and coral, coming at $749, $799, and $899 with 64, 128, or 256 as far as storage. These are the 128 gigabyte models. Let's take a look at the blue one first. So let's open this up. Pull this out just like that. Let's do this one at the same time. See if we can open these together. Now, one thing you may notice is there's little specks underneath whatever that wrapping was I just took off. But let's move these aside and take a look. You'll already notice that this is a little bit different. It's red inside, so let's take a look. It's a product red edition, and some of this money goes to benefit AIDS research. You've got a SIM card removal tool and your Apple stickers. Let's take a look at the blue one. It's probably the same minus the product red, and it is. And it still mentions AirPower. So hopefully we'll see that pretty soon, maybe Tuesday at the new Apple event. Let's slide these aside and take a look at the phones together. So these are the phones themselves. Now you may or may not like either one of these colors. I really like the red, although blue looks pretty good too. Let's take a look at what's in the box. We've got our normal AC adapter, and then we have our AirPods, or EarPods rather, with the lightning connector, and then USB to lightning. So no adapter, just like the other phones. Let's put these away. Now let's take the wrapping off of them. So the phones themselves look very nice. I really like the look of them. They are aluminum on the outside. So you've got these colored aluminum. The SIM card slots down here at the bottom now. You've got your power sleep wake in the normal spot. You've got one camera, but this is basically the same camera that we get on the XS Max, only minus the zoom camera. Then also, you've got, I just turned it on by mistake, so I guess we'll do that over here too. Now also you've got the same colored power buttons and rocker switch. It is symmetrical on the bottom this time. We have our lightning connector and our little speaker and microphone ports, and you'll see the same here. Now this, compared to the other versions, the XS and the XS Max, if we take a look at them right here, this is the XS, this is the XS Max. What we get is an in-between size that I think is perfect for a lot of people, not only because of its price, but because it offers the same A12 chip that's inside the XS and the XS Max. So you've got that instead of the stainless steel, you've got aluminum, and then also you've got IP67 water resistance instead of IP68. So it's a little less water resistant. Either way, you shouldn't be swimming with these. They will withstand water or dunking them in a puddle if you've dropped them, anything like that. You also don't get 3D touch. We'll take a look at that in a moment. You get haptic touch. So let's take a look at the display, since that's the most controversial part. The bezels are a little bit bigger. So let's flip these over, and you'll see here, if we have them turned on, the bezels are a little bit bigger. I don't think that's going to bother too many people, but these are OLEDs. This is an LCD, and this is a 6.1-inch liquid retina is what Apple calls it, but it's a 1792 by 828 resolution. So let me turn these on, and I think I'm going to set up the product red edition. Let me swipe up to open. I'll select English, United States, and I'll set it up based off the XS Max. So if you've never seen one of these setups, it shows this little thing kind of like the Apple Watch does. You just put that in front of the phone like that. It says finishing on new phone, and then you'll have some sign in to do. We'll compare the screens in just a moment. Now, while I wait for that to set up, I do like this blue though. The more I look at it, it is unique, but it's more of a baby blue. So it may not be for everybody. I do like the red though. I think they both look really good. And of course, there's the other colors as well. So it may take a few minutes to activate. Data and privacy. Face ID. So I'm going to restore from an iCloud backup, but I may have to update this to iOS 12.1 beta in order to do that. So let's see. We can go back to October 8th on the iPhone XS, iPhone 8 Plus, I'll set it up as new, update it, then I have to reset it, and then I'll install this version. Now, some people were wondering if this came with iOS 12.1. I can confirm that it does not, and that's because I have to install iOS 12.1 Beta 5 in order to restore from my XS Max. So you'll see it's installing now. It has iOS 12 on it, not even 12.0.1. I'll show you here. So you can see there's 16A367, iOS 12.0. So it's definitely not on here. It'll be updated to iOS 12.1. In fact, I can do that on the blue one. So if we go into settings, then we go to general, then we go to software update, we should have 12.0.1. So this works just fine on iPhone XR, and we'll see iOS 12.1 either later today or next week. Now we have the XS, the XS Max, and the two XRs, and I wanted to show you Haptic Touch versus 3D Touch. So on things like Instagram, you can 3D touch, or even music, but you can't really do that on an iPhone XR. So there are certain things if you use 3D touch that won't work. There are other things that will work. If we go to the lock screen here, you can turn on the flashlight and it feels the same as when you're 3D touching on the larger phones or the more expensive phones, but it is a little bit different. Now I wanted to show you the display difference though, because while it has a lower resolution, you still shouldn't be able to see it. So I loaded white displays on this, and now True Tone is turned on all of them. So I can turn that off in a moment, but you can see the difference between the different displays. So these look obviously the most similar. It's supposedly the most color accurate LCD out there, but you're going to get deeper blacks with an OLED. However, if you're like me, OLED displays can really strain your eyes at times. So this may be better for some, but there is a larger bezel. Let me turn off True Tone though. Go into here. We'll turn True Tone off. And let's go back to white, and you can see what the difference is. Actually, the blue phone looks a little bit different to me in white light. So on an OLED display, you do have a little bit of blue off-axis shift, but on an LCD display, you're not going to get that as much. It just doesn't look as good off-axis as it does on an OLED. So there are some white differences between the two. That's kind of surprising because they do look a little bit different to me, and they're set on the exact same wallpaper. It's the same wallpaper from the same website. In fact, I just airdropped it from this device to this one. So there are a little bit of differences there. So if we take a look at the cameras, you'll see the cameras are pretty much the same. They're going to be the same on the back minus the zoom lens, and then you've got your portrait mode, the same cameras on the front, so nothing there. You just are missing 3D touch and that stainless steel build and the OLED and a zoom lens. If you need that telephoto zoom lens, which I never use personally, but if you use it a lot, you'll want to check out the XS or the XS Max. I think these will be great. I'll be using the red one. I'm not sure I'll keep this one. I'm not sure. We'll see. Now, of course, with the new iPhones, you've got all of these different colored wallpapers. You've got red here and blue here, but one of the things I noticed while I was editing and after this was all set up is if I went into settings, wallpaper, and then stills, they have all of the colors there. So we've got yellow and coral and a couple different versions of each. So we've got all the old ones still there, but we've also got the new ones. So I'll try and link those in the description for you. If you haven't subscribed already though, please subscribe and like. Let me know your favorite color in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.